So I'm getting ready to do the fretwork. I did take the burrs down using some maroon Scotch-Brite, and then off screen I did go to the finer gray and then the ultra fine white Scotch-Brite on the edges. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, and actually this is a cheap one, until I get a new one. This is my luthier's notch straight edge, and basically it's there to help make sure that the neck is straight. So I'm going to make sure the neck is straight, and then I'm going to adjust the truss rod if needed, so that once we do that, then I'll start doing the work on the frets. I wanted to do this now because often in the past I've done the frets before, then I've had to do the sides here, only to realize I got to do the frets again. So I'm just going to do all the frets now. So that's where we are. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, I just checked the neck with the notch straight edge, and I did not see any problems with the neck. So what I'm going to do right now, there wasn't any bowing in the neck. So what I'm going to do now is use this fret rocker, and I'm going to place it on top of 3 frets. I'm going to put one side on top of 3 frets and see if there's any rocking back and forth. If it's all level, then it means that there's no high spots. And I'm going to go all the way down the fretboard just to make sure, to see if I do need to do some fret leveling, which I will probably have to. Well, I know I'm going to crown all these, I'm going to level all of these frets. So there are several areas where it does need work. So the first step for me is actually going to be taping up the fretboard, because I just want to make sure I'm protecting it to the best of my ability. So I don't want to have to scratch or lose more scratches more so than I need to. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I have the fretboard taped off. What I'm going to do now is take the Sharpie, and I'm going to just run it on the tops, because what I'm going to do is ultimately take a leveling beam and level the frets, since the fretboard is straight. So I've leveled the tops of these frets, and you can see all the black is gone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and put more Sharpie on the tops, and I'm going to file down the sides of each of these so that there's just a little sliver in the middle, which is going to be the tops of the frets. So, but I want it to be more of a dome instead of a trapezoid like it is now. So I'm using 2 different kinds of crowning files. One is an all-in-one dome shaped, and another is actually one
by Crimson, which is more of a triangular. Now I'm using some sandpaper to fix some of the large scratches on the frets before I take it to the buffing wheel. Polishing the frets with a buffing wheel can be very scary because the buffing wheel can catch the neck and actually fling it downwards, so you have to be very careful.
Okay, so this is after first leveling the frets, then crowning them, which means putting a dome over them, and then polishing them first with some sandpaper and then with the with my wheel, my buffing wheel. That's what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna take off the tape now, and then probably just going to apply some oil onto the neck because the fretboard's really dry, and I want to condition the wood because it's so nice. Show that.
If you first place the tape on the sides and then onto the fretboard, then when taking off the tape can be much easier.
Okay, so I've got the masking tape off and the fretboard's looking a little dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some of this, which is the Crimson Guitar Fretboard Restorative. It's got some natural oils in it to really help treat the fretboard. And it's looking a little dry right now, so once I put it on, it's really gonna bring out enhance the wood.
After applying the oil, then you just wipe off the excess.
Okay, so this is the fretboard after one treatment of the fretboard restorative. It looks very nice.